Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your November forecast. This is a really exciting month for all signs, but especially for you, because the energy that I started to tap into and read for you has to do with really manifestation this month. But the way to do that, and this is your channeled message for this month, is to stand up for yourself. This could be standing up for a belief that you have that maybe people don't understand, a goal that you have that might have been met with some degree of resistance. It could also be about standing up for what's right. And this could be if somebody has done something that's wrong, or if there's just something that you really believe in and you want to see change or affect change. Whatever it is, the overall message and the overall energy is around action and being verbal or outspoken. So think about something in your life over the course of this past year, over 2017, that you are still feeling a sense of frustration or feeling like it's incomplete. This month, November, is about bringing that to a place of equilibrium, a place of fruition, or letting go of something because you've been able to perhaps stand up for yourself and make the change that's necessary. So a lot of times and a lot of different months, I might mention focusing on your empathy, but this month, I really think it's important for you to focus on your own goals, your own ambitions, and your own passions, and making sure that you're honoring them. All right, let's take a look now and see what additional insights the cards have to offer. Okay. I always like to pull an extra card, and for me this is your catalyst. Sometimes I use a different deck, sometimes I use the same one. For you, your focus is going to be on, there really is a big focus on worth, but it's not just about money. This is about what you value in your life. It's self-worth, it's priorities, and for some of you this may be equated to children. It might be loved ones, it might be health. I want you to take stock in your heart and think, what is it that I value most this month? And as we tie that back to the channeled information, it's really important to stand up for it. And for some of you, this is going to be more valuable than anything that someone could offer you, whether it's pay, some sort of an opportunity for advancement or a title. This thing that you're looking at, and maybe only you can see the value of, this month is challenging you to sort of take a look at it and think, is it worth giving up this? And usually the answer is yes, but you're going to have a choice between a guaranteed outcome and one that's more based on your passion and your desires and your own intuition. So only you can decide on that. It seems like you sort of have two great opportunities, one that's guaranteed, one that will bring great satisfaction but could take a great amount of time. I want you to focus this month on being outspoken, again tying up to the channeled information. And the thing with this is you really want to focus on clarity of speech and message. The clearer you are and the more you understand what you want, the easier it is not only for the universe to help open up those channels for you, but also the easier it is for people to follow along. So take some time before speaking, before engaging your communication skills, really think it out. And once you have a comfort level of this is what I need to do, then move forward. And if you do that with a sense of joy, passion, and also you think of great speakers, they just enjoy what they're doing. That sort of energy is what's going to pull people in. So you have to believe it. If you can't sort of buy what you're trying to sell, no one else is going to do that, okay? Also, when it comes to romantic relationships this month, there could be some significant shifts happening. And what I see with this is what's really important is that both of you are satisfied. For me, swords always attached to sometimes about like being fair, speaking and doing things that really are beneficial for both partners. So I want you to be as fair as possible. And again, take things to a place where you're talking about facts. Even though love doesn't always make sense and it involves your heart more than, hard and fast facts, this is something where if you can't sort of back something up, don't engage in an argument that you'll later regret. Many of you might be deciding that it's time to move forward into a new partnership or move out of an old partnership. Either way, the energy is supporting you this month. What would be difficult, though, is for some of you settling down. If you've not been in a long-term relationship already, this is a month more for you to expand your social network. It's less about finding a single partner. I mentioned that partnerships are supported, but it's about the initial sort of, if you are trying to find a new love in your life, this is about dating. If you're trying to find a new business partner, it's about evaluating that potential relationship. Three of Cups, particularly reversed, is speaking to being open, not settling too quickly, and in fact, having a difficult time signing on the dotted line when it comes to new marriage contract, new business contract, etc. So keep your options open. Seems like a lot of you want to explore and exhaust all options, especially if this is about like a job or some sort of long-term commitment that you're going to have to sit comfortably with. For many of you, this is a great time of year to have those tough conversations, either at work or in your relationships, about being taken seriously, and for some of you, being respected. We talked about standing up for yourself. This might be about getting in line for a promotion. And again, speaking from a place of facts. I did this, we talked about this, I feel like I'm tracking here, everything that we have agreed to, I've done. What else do you need? When you do that, it takes it away from the sense of, I feel like I deserve this. It's more, I've been tracking because of this, this, and this. And if it's a partnership and you feel like someone needs to pull their weight, or that, you know, you're getting a little bit exhausted because you're putting a lot of energy out there, what you could do is speak to how much you appreciate it when they do this, or ask them if they're okay because you haven't seen them as much, or whatever it is. So try to just sort of be even, inquisitive, and at the same time, very straightforward. You just don't have to enter into anything where it's coming from a place of an emotionally charged situation. Great month for business. Great month for investments. Also, again, even though you may not sign some sort of a contract, you probably can meet some really good business contacts this month. So if there's any opportunity for going out on some sort of a conference, business trip, or even just a social engagement, really, really good use of your time this month. I want you to be careful about not listening to other people this month. You know, there's a sense of resistance when it comes to people challenging your ideas, and this is core to your success or failure this month. So really look at staying open-minded, not getting stubborn, and if you meet up with someone who is maybe just as strong-willed as you, decide if and when you want to have a difficult conversation. It may be something that's better mediated by someone else. So for those of you that are having a difficult time coming to a decision, see if someone else can step in, weigh in on it, and possibly facilitate the conversation. This goes for both personal relationships and for work, and it also goes for legal affairs. So this is a month where you're going to be better off having a third party or a few third parties step in and offer their perspective. Try not to second guess yourself. It's good to have a critical eye on what's important, what you've been doing, decisions that have been made, but at a certain point you have to decide to learn from some of the decisions and not kind of get stuck in a cyclical situation where you're constantly reevaluating, second guessing, or living in the past thinking, if I only did this, or if I had listened to this. What's more important is to get a learning from that and realize, okay, could have been better. What can I do now to make the next step even better than it is at the moment? Focus on the future, not the past. Walk away from past disappointments and take them as, you know, difficult but very valuable lessons. As we look at really the opportunity of the month and where you're headed, it's about, for some of you, reclaiming power, fixing and mending old bridges. And for some of you, this is a time for you to move on. Now, if you're deciding to leave a job or a relationship, there's an open door that happens with that card. And so don't be afraid to try to kind of not burn your bridges. So if you're deciding to quit, or if you're deciding to break up, or if you're just deciding to move towards some other goal that means stepping away from a situation, try to do so in a way that you could always come back, because you may not realize how valuable your present situation could be to a future opportunity. All right, let's take a look now at your health card for this month, and then we'll move along to wealth, love, and destiny. Your health card for this month is to really pay attention to any sort of chronic pain that your body might be holding on to, any sort of fatigue, and also pay attention to your sleep conditions. What does your bed look like? When was the last time you replaced the mattress? When was the last time you replaced your pillow? Oddly enough, a lot of times this card can indicate poor sleeping conditions, and it could be fixed by just getting a better pillow. Try different stuffings, try different like Tempur-Pedic styles, whatever. See if you can get something that's going to help your neck a little bit more, which will then help your upper back and also just the whole spine itself. Likewise for your bed, at least once a decade, if not more, you should be replacing that. So kind of check it out, rotate it if you need to, and better yet, maybe take a look at replacing the mattress. And besides that, I want you to focus on stretching. And if you've not had some sort of healing activity done on your body before, whether it's acupuncture, a massage therapist working with you, or just really good stretching, either through yoga, Pilates, or some other sort of stretching program, this is a really important month to tune into that and really honor and take care of your spine and your spinal health, okay? Let's now look at your wealth card for this month. One last thing as I'm doing that with your health, if there's anything involving like TMJ, which is clenching of the jaw, or any sort of grinding of the teeth, also I want you to take a look at getting some sort of like a mouthpiece apparatus or working on meditation before sleep so that you're less inclined to do that. All right, so we looked at health, let's look at wealth. So this is a month of research, of looking at opportunities. So I mentioned that there might be a big decision coming for many of you, that you might be deciding to start your own business or leave your old business or something like that. This card is really speaking to making sure that you're absolutely buttoned up on everything that you have to do to make that happen. So don't act without the proper sort of data in front of you, and take this month to just consider things. I believe towards the end of the month, you'll be ready for that to happen, ready for that change to happen. But I think you really need to take the first 2 or 3 weeks to sort of like look at things. When it comes to those of you that aren't looking at a shift in your job, this is about making sure that you're happy with your finances. Is your money doing as much as it can for you? Is there a better way that you could eliminate debt if you have it? Just do research, read up, listen to, or talk to people, and find better ways or more insight. It's about acquisition of knowledge, not so much about taking a step and making that shift happen, at least not until the end of the month. All right, so we looked at wealth. Let's look at love and relationships. And your love card this month is about honesty. First thing that I see with this typically when I'm doing a reading for any client is I want to know, are you being truthful with yourself and with your partner? And if there's any sense that your partner, and this can be a loved one, or it can also be a business partner, a boss, what is it that's holding you from seeing each other honestly? So sometimes this is another person in the picture. Sometimes this is staying committed, whether it's like a job, maybe just for the money, or a relationship just for security. You have to really evaluate your motives. Why are you with a person, or why are you in a situation? And if it's because of something that isn't purely joy, cooperation, happiness, prosperity, if it's more because of I have no choice, this card is challenging you to face your fear, face this thing that's scaring you, and think of a solution around it, or start to ask for some assistance. A lot of the same things that are coming through for wealth, which really have to do with security, can be applied to your relationships. So don't be afraid to look for help. Look for someone that could listen to you, perhaps finding a therapist or a trusted friend that could give you some insights on how to overcome. All this is a challenge, an obstacle, or a fear. It's just, sometimes the card makes people nervous, but that's it. And the first thing that I saw when I looked at it was, what are you not being truthful about? And it's usually something you already know. And then you kind of wait for the wait for it to manifest in real life. You don't have to wait. You already know what you need to fix or what you need to do in the relationship. Don't be afraid to bring that up, okay? And again, for some of you, it might be that you aren't ready to settle down, or that you want to see someone else, or that you're afraid that your partner is wanting those things. Bring it up, talk about it. And if it's an unfounded fear and you talk to a therapist, then work past that and think, what is it that's causing you to feel that? Is it that you're afraid of success? Sometimes it's that simple. Whatever it is, this card can be overcome by embracing the fear and trying to make peace with it and say, I understand that it's there. This is what I'm going to do to overcome it. All right, let's take a look now at your destiny, see where you're headed. I want you to avoid arguments this month. Although I want you to stand up for yourself, it needs to be from a place of facts and neutrality, something that came out over the reading. So remember to be outspoken, but to do so from a place that really is based in facts and not fear, not pure emotion. And as I kind of review all of the cards and messages for this month, remember your channeled information was about fighting for what you believe in. When I looked at your catalyst card, it's about some sort of a path that you're on where there's two choices. One that's sort of a guaranteed outcome, one that's a little riskier but that you might value more. Decide what's important to you. That may tie into this fear-based card here, and it might be I'm afraid to take a risk, but it's never a bad thing to take sort of like bet on yourself. As long as you've put down a foundation where you're financially sound, those that depend on you are financially sound, and everything is secured and safe. There's always going to be a risk when you take a different turn as far as will this pan out to everything that I thought it will be, but there's a bigger risk that you could have regret as well. As I look at the cards in front of me, one thing that's really important this month is to stay open-minded. Again, to speak from a place of neutrality and facts, to allow for emotions to enter in only in so much as it's going to create a sense of sort of like getting people excited about what you're talking about. You want to show that sense of excitement, but you don't want to kind of like channel the anger or the frustration. Joy and passion can be good, but when you start to mix up some of those other lower frequency passion-based things from the first and second chakras, it can get a little crazy. Big decisions to be made in relationships this month. You and only you can decide what's important. I do see a sense that many of you want to explore options, so be truthful with that if that's what's there. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself and ask for what's important. A lot of money opportunities are on the horizon for you, so do the research that you need to do. That was part of the financial cards that I was looking at here in the expanded forecast. Have someone else step in if you can't come to a resolution yourself, and remember to keep an open door with whatever your decision is, especially if you're walking away from everything. For health, take care of your body, particularly your spinal health. I gave you a lot of tips on that. Do research with your money this month. Be honest with what you're afraid of, and also just be truthful overall. The more you sweep something under the rug, the bigger it becomes. So just get that conversation out there. And remember, try not to either get caught up in other people's arguments or to create one yourself. Okay, so that is the forecast for this month. Really great to see everyone again this month. And just a reminder that as we go into December, I'm going to either do a very truncated forecast or just one overall, because I will be taking some vacation. And also, if you are trying to schedule any time with me, either November or January is the time to do so. I'll be working on a personal project during December and also just taking some time off to recharge. So if you'd like to stay in touch, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. You can also join me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I would love for you to join me there. If you'd like an appointment, I just mentioned, now is the time to do it, or again in January, and you can book ahead if you'd like. Otherwise, if you'd like to just donate to the channel, you can do so with a link that's on my website, and that would be great as well, since this is viewer supported. Finally, I just want to say thank you for all of the hard work that everybody continues to do on themselves. That is the reason that I come back every month and do these videos. I really hope that we can continue to create more light workers on this planet, and as I continue to evolve the way that I do the monthly videos, I want all of us to go deeper into our intuition. And with that tool, we really are unstoppable, and that feeling of fear or frustration goes away because you're better prepared. So keep working on yourselves. I'll see you very soon, and thank you so much.